What's going on, everyone? SurgicalSnipes here, back at it again with another Diablo Immortal video. Day 21. We are in day 21 of Diablo tries to contact Blizzard Entertainment. Blizzard, we are in day 21. What is going on, y'all? You know, it's been pretty much 4 years anyway, almost, of me trying to contact you guys. So, what is going on, y'all? What is going on, Blizzard? So, in this video, I'm going to be, what else is there to talk about? A couple other videos ago, a couple days ago, I was talking about the server politics, the true Immortal Crusades. My idea of the true Immortal Crusades, right? I'm the #1 player of the game. I'm the #1 Diablo player in the world. And for PvP and for player versus player. And yeah, I'm just trying to let Blizzard know that I exist, that a player out there can actually claim the title of being called Diablo. Not of a religion, but of a video game. The video game that's created by Blizzard Entertainment. See, so that's why I need to talk to Blizzard, right? I need to talk to Blizzard Entertainment to let them know that I exist, even though they already know I exist, right? And this is me. This is me just going out here making videos every day about it because it's the truth. So if anyone's wondering why I do this every day, it's because it's the truth. It's as simple like that. That's the answer. It's real, right? On this specific topic, of claiming the title of Diablo from the video game series called Diablo, the video game franchise called Diablo, created by Blizzard Entertainment, because I'm the #1 PvP player of it, the player versus player, right? I'm the most difficult player to kill in the battlegrounds or in Conquer PvP, or in other PvP modes that are playable, right? If like battlegrounds, we all know it's not legit, right? It's pay to win. Pay to win is not legit, and we everybody knows that shit, right? We all know this already. We all know this already, all right? But you know, pay to win is not legit. So if I'm just getting one shotted in rigged matches, just to make the whales pretend that they're good at the game, just to make them look good, just to make them pretend to look good, then that those matches are all bullshit, right? If I can't do damage or I just get one shotted, then obviously it's bullshit, right? But in the playable matches where I can actually do damage, then we all know what I can do, right? Simple like that. And no other Diablo Immortal player is gonna tell you guys like the way I tell you guys on this shit, right? Nobody's gonna explain it the way I do it, because they're not saying the truth. I'm saying the truth, right? They can lie to themselves all day and try to convince you guys that they're the ones right and I'm the one that's wrong on this topic. But I don't think people are gonna actually want to do that because they're just gonna look stupid. They're just gonna look retarded in their in their viewpoints, right? Coming from a place of hate or jealousy or envy, right? Because they're not gonna prove that they're a better Diablo Immortal player than I am, right? It's impossible. They need to play the game with 5-star gem training wheels, charms, runes, familiars, ancient gear, etc. All that extra shit. And a shitload of resonance probably to get their kills in the Diablo Immortal, right? In the battlegrounds. You know? So they're not proving shit compared to what I do. Right? That's the truth. Isn't that the truth? If some well player, right, that decides to spend thousands or tens of thousands or 100,000 plus into the game with 10,000 resonance, 11,000 resonance, 12,000, 13,000 resonance, you know, is getting a bunch of kills, one-shotting all the players who have less resonance than them, or competing in the well wars with similar resonance amongst other wells, does that really prove that they're the best player compared to what I'm doing? No, right? Right? Because what I do, and most people already understand what I do here, I play the game like this: 1200 resonance, no charm equipped, no runes equipped, no familiars equipped, no ancient gear, none of that equipped. It's just my 1 and 2 star gems and my rank 4 to 6 normal gems. That's it. That's it. That's what I'm going into the battlegrounds with, right? So, yeah, obviously it's me, right? Because nobody does this shit, right? Nobody even attempts to do this shit, right? Because who the hell wants to play the game like that, you know? Who wants to play the game without all the intended gear, all the intended gear? You know what I'm saying? It's insane, right? So obviously it's me because, you know, what do you think I would do if I had all that shit equipped also, you know? But we all know what I can do in a fair play setting, right? Because just look at Conqueror PvP, you know? And Conqueror PvP isn't without its flaws, right? It's not perfect either, but you know, everybody's stats are the same. But the only problem with Conqueror PvP is the broken immune to damage / untargetable skills, the builds that can one shot, 1 or 2 shot, right? Demon Hunters, the class that I play, has 1 or 2 shot power also potential, but you know, we're not invincible. You know what I'm saying? Like the barbs or the satyrs, or untargetable like the monks or the other classes that have those skills, right? We don't have that kind of invincible time or untargetable time like they do, you know? So obviously there's a class imbalance there, and hopefully that'll get fixed because it doesn't make sense, right? But that could be that could be another topic for another video, right? But anyways, we all know what I can do in fair play PvP matches, right? So people don't need convincing on that no more, right? Even Blizzard knows that already, right? Because they've seen my videos. They know. They know it's really me. They know I am exactly who I say I am on all this. And that's why I'm talking like this, y'all. Do you guys honestly believe that I would go out of my way every day, every fucking day, and say, "Hey, everybody, look at me. I'm Diablo. I'm the number one player of the whole world. I'm the number one Diablo player in the whole world." If it wasn't the truth, come on now. Let's be honest here, right? Imagine all the people talking shit to, like, all the players that don't like me, that are haters of mine. The same players that I could easily just, you know, wipe the floor with in PvP, you know, in fair play matches, right? These are the same players that are talking shit to me, right? And if they're whales, if the whales are talking shit about me, you know, don't even get me started with what they're doing every day in this game, right? I'm not talking about what they do with their personal life and their finances, right? Good for them, you know, they figured it out. I'm not talking about that topic, right? I'm just talking about the video game Diablo Immortal PvP, you know. And if a whale is going to go out of his way to talk shit about me, you know, and my PvP skills, oh my god, he's just going to take himself for a long ride, you know. Because this is what pay to win games do, right? It gives whales a false sense of confidence in their true PvP skill, right? They think more means better. No, more means easier, right? More means you need that extra help to play in the battlegrounds. Resonance, this stat right here, this one right here, resonance equals handicap, right? Sure, you got 10, 11, 12, 13K resonance. That means you're well, right? You're able to spend thousands or 100 grand or 500 grand or $1 million in the game. I'm not arguing that, right? I'm not arguing that at all, right? If they want to flex their bankroll, that's fine. I'm not arguing that. But in the nerd world, the video game nerd world of PvP competition, we all know that I am correct on this topic, on this subject. And they're not going to convince people that they're good players by getting a bunch of kills amongst players who have similar resonance, or against players that they have way higher resonance than they do. One-shotting everyone. That's not how you prove it. That's not how you prove you're a good player, right? That's not how you prove it. You want to prove it, you got to play the game how I play the game, right? Low resonance, 1 and 2 star gems only, and nothing else equipped. And getting a bunch of kills versus players who have all that extra stuff equipped, double, triple plus my resonance at times. I've had some matches where I fucking got MVP and most kills versus players who had 5,000 resonance. It's somewhere there in the archives, of all my videos. Ain't nobody do that shit. You see what I'm saying? Ain't nobody do that shit. So I don't want to hear it, because anybody that talks about this subject, on this particular subject, if they're going to go against what I'm saying here, they are literally full of horse shit. They're literally full of pay-to-win horse shit. And that's the truth. They know very well that if they're full of pay-to-win horse shit, if they're going to try and talk shit about my PvP skills. You see, this is my domain. This is my my comfort zone. This is where I live pretty much, right? When I talk about Diablo Immortal, right? Because this is the truth, right? I'm the king of the game, right? And I don't want to sound like an asshole that's bragging and boasting all the time, but people are going to talk shit, right? People are going to talk shit for whatever bullshit reason, right? It's the internet. They're trying to convince themselves, they're trying to lie to themselves. They're pretending as if they don't understand that I'm the king of the fucking game. You see? They think, oh, I'm a big whale. I got 10,000, 13K resonance. 10, 11, 12, 13K resonance. Oh, I'm untouchable. I'm untargetable. I'm invincible in the game. You can't tell me nothing. Right? I'm not trying to tell them anything. They're trying to tell me that they're an actual better player than me in the game. It's fucking ridiculous. I proved it already years ago. Year 1. What do they prove? They prove that they got a big bankroll. Okay, good for them. Congratulations. But they're proving also that they can get their kills by playing the game on easy mode, right? They think it's a flex, right? It's not a flex. They think it's a flex to fucking make the stats go up higher and shit all the way up. No, that's not a flex. The flex, that's not a flex. All that shows, let's be honest here, all that shows is that you're playing the game on easy mode. That you need to play the game on easy mode to get your kills and MVPs and shit. That's what it literally means. You see? And anyone who tells you otherwise, they're full of pay-to-win horse shit. Right? That's why the whole PvP community of, esports and fair play PvP, they all make fun of games like this. They all make fun of games, the pay-to-win genre, If a PvP game mode, if a game mode that's PvP is monetized, right? If it isn't fair play PvP and it's pay to win PvP, then it becomes a laughing stock amongst the whole community of PvP players around the world, right? Because it's not legit. Everybody's finances are different, right? There's poor people, there's rich people, right? That has nothing to do with PvP competition. Nothing. Doesn't matter if you're a millionaire. Money doesn't buy skills, right? But money does buy power in pay-to-win video games, and that's where we're at. So there's a big conflict, right? There's a big conflict between the free-to-play, the low spenders, the dolphins, and the whales, right? The whales actually believe that they rule everything, you know. And I'm not here to knock off on whales, right? I'm not here to fucking talk shit about whales or dolphins or anything like that, right? What I am going to talk shit about is they're thinking that they're an actual better player than me. Because we all know that's a lie. You see? And that's why I'm making these videos. Because if nobody's going to fucking say it, I might as well say it. Because I have like a moral responsibility here to say this shit. Because I'm the actual number one player of the game, right? I'm not a whale, right? Oh well, you know. I'm part of the other 99.9% of the population. You know what I'm saying? In the whole world. So I ain't tripping about it, you know? It's not just me. There's so many fucking other people that aren't able to fucking spend 100,000 or 500,000 on a video game or more. You know? It's okay. It's okay. Don't worry, it's okay. You know? So PvP competition shouldn't be decided by a man's wallet, you know? PvP competition should be decided by who knows how to actually play the game better than the other person. And in this game and a couple other games that I play, I'm literally the number one player. You see? So why does this matter? Why does this matter? Well, for my case, because I'm the number one player of this game, the number one PvP player of this game, um, I have a say in this shit. You know? Why? Because I'm the truth in this shit, right? I'm the truth. I'm the person that shows the highest level of PvP skill in Diablo Immortal. And that is why I'm trying to reach out to Blizzard Entertainment, who know I exist already, but right now they're probably tripping out and shit. It's like, oh shit, this guy's literally Diablo from our video game that we created 30 years ago. So the number one PvP player can claim that, right? Again, I'm not saying I'm Diablo of a religion or anything like that. I'm saying I am the Diablo of Blizzard Entertainment, the video game franchise that is called Diablo. If the game was called Mario Brothers, then I would be Mario pretty much. You know? You know what I'm saying? That kind of logic, right? There's so many other number one players for different video games out there. You know, I'm just another one of them for this particular game. That's all it is, right? And you would think that the developers or the guys who created this franchise of the Diablo franchise would want to know who would want to meet with the guy, would want to contact and communicate with the guy who's actually can actually claim this to be that person that they created, right? Blizzard created the IP. They created the Diablo universe here, and I'm the guy that proved to be that guy in the video game. That's it. That's it. Okay? So I'm hopeful that Blizzard will honor the truth. See, because that's the thing about the truth, right? That's the thing about the truth. You know, the truth works. The truth works. Obviously, there's still some. It takes some time because they have to actually, you know, they're probably talking amongst each other, and all the big wigs, all the bosses there that are in charge of the Diablo franchise. They're saying, hey, do we actually contact this guy? Should we? Should we not? You know, he's on the internet saying this shit publicly. You know that it's really him. You know, should we honor his request? Should we honor his claim? So that's probably what they're doing. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. I know that they know I exist, right? I've talked to them already. So I don't know. I don't know what's the holdup. What's the holdup? I'm gonna on my end, right? On my end of the bargain, on my end of the deal, I'm gonna deliver the results. And what results can I deliver? Well, because I'm Well, because I'm the number one player of the game, then I'm able to take over all the servers, right? Unite all the servers, I should say, right? Taking over is a negative way of saying it, but I can literally physically unite all the servers under the banner of the true immortal, which is me, right? I could easily do it. I'm the number one player, right? It's the truth. So obviously, I can say this, right? Who can say otherwise? They know very well they're not a better Diablo Immortal player than I am in PvP. So who's gonna say otherwise? Now, is it all up to me? Of course not. It's 8 on 8. It's not 1 on 1. It's 8 on 8, right? The battle. So if I'm going up against a team that has 8 players who know how to play the game like I do, and my team doesn't know how to do that, then guess what? It's not going to work out for me, right? That's just the way it works, right? It's a team game. It's not just an individual thing. It's a team game. So no matter how good a player is, if it's 8 on 8, if your team if their team is really good in communication and talking and all that, on top of good mechanic skills, and my team isn't on that same level, well then guess what? It's going to be a short night. It's going to be a short match. So that's the thing there, right? So, and I don't have a team right now, right? I'm by myself. I'm by myself in all this. I'm in a clan that I created. It's my own clan, right? It's pretty much an advertisement clan, right? It says it right there, Google number one Diablo player. I tried to put Google number one Diablo Immortal player, but it wouldn't fit. So I just had to put the Google number one Diablo player one, and yeah, and the comments that I get in my videos when I do get comments, like the hate comments, it's just complete horseshit, you know, in regards to the game. You guys will see it if you guys want to check them out, and some of the videos that have comments in it, and it's just the most ridiculous horseshit. They fucking these people just go out of their way. They go on their little fake account, or maybe that's the real account with 0 subscribers or 1 subscriber or some shit, and they just start talking all this horse shit, right? Horse shit that they know that it's fake, that it's false, but because they're coming from a place of hate, they're just gonna say it anyway because that's just how the internet is, right? Look at real life celebrities and people who are famous. So they get a shitload of hate comments, you know, like that because people are gonna hate on other people for whatever messed up reason. That's just how some people are. For actually, a good majority of people are like that for some reason. I don't know, as if that person actually hurt them physically or mentally or something that or caused them some kind of harm, right? That's influence, right? And they're just resonating the wrong way, right? For some reason, that person they just don't like talking to that person, or they hate that person with all their heart even. And it's sad. It's sad that there are a lot of people like that for some reason, right? In my case, for example, it's like what did I do to you, right? All I'm saying is I'm the number one player of the game, which I proved already. So how does that affect you mentally or physically? How does that affect you in a negative way, right? If you want to prove it yourself, then you know go prove it yourself. Do exactly what I do or better under these conditions, and then you can make a claim for yourself, right? But it's all up to the person, right? If they really want to go down that path. You see, the thing is, I actually did it because I wanted to go for it, right? So nobody cares about this more than I do, because it's the truth, right? Not the free to play, not the low spenders, not the dolphins or whales. Nobody nobody believes that they're the number one player of this game more than I do, and that's the truth, right? But just because somebody believes in something doesn't make it true, right? I had to actually show the burden of proof by doing all this like this, and that's what I did. I did exactly that, So again, if anyone's talking shit about my PvP skills in the game, don't even listen to them. Don't even listen to them because they know they're just full of shit. They can't fucking say a legitimate reason why it's not me, and they know that. They don't have a legitimate reason to say that, to go against what I'm saying with what I'm saying when I say I'm the number one player in PvP. They don't have a legitimate answer. They can't, right? Because they know that they can't formulate an actual legitimate answer to counter what I'm saying on this. So they're just gonna resort to hate comments and insults and who knows what else shit. You know, and that's the truth. Talk to these people, right? If they're your friends, ask them, why are you hating on Snipes for? You know, why are you going against what he's saying? You know, when he shows proof of his claim every day in his matches and all that. So that's what I'm saying, y'all. I'm not saying I'm the king of it all, of everything. I'm just saying I'm the king of this game, of this franchise. I earned it through PvP competition, through trial and error in the battlegrounds, right? In the PvP of the game. And yeah, I earned it. So, anyways, the true Immortal Crusades, what I'm talking about here is uniting all the servers, uniting all the servers of the game, and making it happen. Under the banner of the true Immortal, which is me. I can physically do that because I'm the number one player. That's why I'm talking like this, because I know for a fact that it could happen. The only reason it can't happen right now is because the game is pay to win, and I'm not a whale. So either I become a whale, and I fucking buy a max resonance account so I can compete in the whale wars to compete in the server politics, or Blizzard helps me out, and then we can make it happen, and then the show can happen. I would stream the whole thing, right? Like at Blizzard headquarters, and just go from one server to the other, right? It's gonna take a while, right? But with Blizzard's help, we can make that show happen. That'd be a crazy show, right? That'd be golden content. That would be the golden Diablo Immortal content. The question would be, can the number one player of the entire game rule all the servers, unite all the servers? It's possible, right? So hopefully we can make it happen. Hopefully Blizzard will honor the truth, and if they make it happen, then if they can make it happen, then I'll definitely deliver on my part. If not, then it's not going to happen, and then it is what it is. If you guys want to see me do this, share this video with everyone. Share with all your friends. If you know Blizzard employees, share this to them. Let them know that Diablo exists in the video game franchise of Diablo. It's really me. I proved it. Anybody who says otherwise, they're full of shit, and that's the way it goes. So, what are we waiting on? I'm just here waiting. I'm here waiting for Blizzard's response. They're going to say no. Okay. They can choose to say no, right? If they want to go against Diablo for whatever reason, I don't know. If they choose not to care about Diablo, then I don't know. I hope not. I hope they would honor the truth, because this is a real thing, this is a real fucking claim. It's a real case. I'm trying to let Blizzard know that I'm the franchise player of their franchise, of the Diablo franchise. The guy who can literally claim the title of being called Diablo for Blizzard Entertainment. Blizzard Entertainment's Diablo. Blizzard's Diablo. No, not the religion Diablo. Not the Diablo of a religion. But Blizzard Entertainment's Diablo. It's the video game, right? I'm just talking about the video game here. I'll play Diablo 1, 2, 3, and 4, and this one, and Diablo Immortal. I'll play them all. I will play them all at Blizzard headquarters, in my own office, all decked out with all the Diablo decorations, The collectibles, the statues, the lighting, the books. It'll be all decked out for me in my office there. We'll call the office Diablo's Dungeon or Diablo's Lair or something like that. We can get creative with this, Blizzard. We can get creative with this. Why? Because it's the truth. The real Diablo show. The real Diablo show. And hopefully that will get their attention. That's it's an actual thing that they can invest in, right? Because it's the truth. Why not invest in the truth, Blizzard? I'm gonna fucking do what I'm gonna do in the games, right? I'm gonna on my part, on my end of the deal, I'm gonna showcase the one of a kind PvP talent. So what's going on? Yes, it's me. Yes, I'm claiming this. Yes, I have video evidence, years of video evidence of all this. So what are we waiting on? You know, I try to be respectful. I try to introduce myself to you guys, and nothing's happening. If you guys really cared about the Diablo franchise, I would think you would want to talk to the guy who's actually Diablo himself, of your franchise, of your video game, of your video game franchise. So that's why I'm doing this. Okay? And now in the wars, in the whale wars, right? I'm not a whale, so I can't compete in that. But if you guys help me out, I left this on my description, all my reward claims, max residence account, max residence accounts on all the fucking regions of the world, and then I will just, do what I can normally do what I can easily do, and unite all the. Once I unite all the servers, there'll be no more drama. Of course, there'll be rebel clans out there who want to go against me, but that's fine. But if I can unite all the servers, even just one time, just one full round of the whole world, then at that moment in time, all the servers would have been united. It would be one united Diablo Immortal world. I can make that happen. I believe. That's why I'm doing this. I believe. And I think you guys believe too, but for whatever reason, you're just not gonna, you know? It's about belief. I know it's me. That's why I'm talking like this. I'm talking a big game. I understand that, but guess what? I can back it up. That's the only reason why I'm doing this shit, right? I know it can actually happen. I know I can actually do all this. Why? Because it's the truth. See, that's the thing, y'all. It's the truth. Doesn't matter whatever hater of mine or whatever they're fucking gonna tell you guys. They don't know what the fuck they're saying. I'm telling you guys this. I'm explaining this shit. It's the truth. It's not that hard to figure out my story. It's not that hard to believe me. I don't got the answer for everything, right? But I do have all the answers in Diablo Immortal PvP. You know, I hold all the cards in Diablo Immortal PvP. You know, when it comes to the skill level, right? And the only thing stopping me is the bullshit pay to win barrier. So let's make it happen, Blizzard. We're in day 21. We got to make this happen already because I want to go to my office there. And I want to go to the cafeteria and go to the Starbucks there and try all the Blizzard entertainment drinks, the specialty drinks made from Blizzard video games or something, inspired by Blizzard video games or something like that. Once I saw that was there, I was like, holy shit, I got to try all the Starbucks there, all the specialty drinks for Blizzard, that you can only get at that specific Blizzard Starbucks. And that's what my days would be like, right? I would stream there in the office, talk to all the head honchos, all the big wigs and the employees there at Blizzard in regards to the Diablo franchise and even World of Warcraft even and all the games, and I'll just I'll hang out with y'all. I'm just another guy, and I'll stream there for the fans, for the audience, and it'll work out. It'll work out. You know why? Because it's the truth.